Welcome to Lab Experiment 1 for EE178, and for the first experiment, we will be designing an XOR gate on Vivado. Here we could see we have a module for a 2-input XOR gate, and one input is declared by input wire in 1, wire in 2, and our output is declared by wire out 2. And outside of the module, we wrote assign out equals to I in 1 XOR in 2. With the design code written out, I can show you the elaborated design generated by Vivado, and we can see here that it shows an XOR gate with 2 inputs and an output, which is what we designed on our design code. Now we will move on to the test bench. For the test bench, we wrote down the same inputs and output that we had on the design code, wire sig3 representing the output, and reg sig1 and sig2 representing the 2 inputs. And then we assign the input signals with the input signals IN1 sig1, IN2 sig2, and the output with sig3. And then we declare reg test pass to verify if our design is working correctly. The first thing we do is we let 100 nanoseconds pass, and then we start test case 0, which we set our 2 inputs to 0 and allow 15 nanoseconds to pass so we have time to view the results of that. And then we also run an if statement to see if sig3, if the output is correct. Now moving on to test case 1, we set input 1 to 0, input 2 to 1, let 15 nanoseconds pass, and we observe the output on the simulation, and then we verify if it's correct. For test case 2, sig1 equals 1, sig2 equals 0, and then we will see the output and check if sig3 is correct using. In test case 3, we set the inputs both to 1 and allow for 50 nanoseconds to pass, and we observe the output. And now we will move on to the behavioral simulation to test the results of our test bench. As we see here, we can see the waveforms, and at 0, 0, the result is 0, and test pass is equal to 1. At 0, 1, the output is 1, and test pass is 1. At 1, 1, the output is 0, and test pass is 1. Here is a demonstration for Lab 1, where we will be testing an exclusive OR gate on an FPGA. Over here we have an exclusive OR gate, and here's the 4 test cases where we will be doing, which is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. And over here we could see the outputs. We have 2 switches for our inputs and 1 LED as our output, and as we can see, the FPGA, or these switches, are set to 0, 0, which have 0 on the LED, which indicates that it's off. And when we turn on switch 1, we see that the LED is now on. If we turn off switch 1 and turn on switch 2, we see that the LED is on. And when we have both switches enabled, the LED turns off, which matched the truth table of the exclusive OR gate.